So in this video, I'm gonna try to give myself a budget of under 5 grand to bring this thing up to top shape, or as top as it can get, and get it back on Airbnb and try to get it to make some money. Starting next week, I'm gonna be on the West Coast for 2 months. So if this fails, I'm going to eat a bunch of losses for 2 months straight before I can come back and save this property again, if it can be saved at all. If you saw my last video on why this property failed, a lot of it was the host. The host was just apathetic, did not care about the guests, didn't really invest into the space. So not only does the space need to change, but really the service is what needs to change. I'm gonna focus on the property's strengths, so that way I can get this done for less than $5,000. I do not wanna put in a completely new living room, completely new furniture. I'm gonna try to work with what we have. I'm gonna make some material improvements that will cause it to perform better in the algorithm. We're gonna try to sleep more people. We're going to improve the kitchen and make sure that the kitchen really is family ready. And because there's going to be families here, I'm also going to invest in the outside space. I'm gonna add outdoor furniture and a grill, etc. We're gonna try to make the outside pretty. We're gonna try to find artwork that makes the home feel better. We're gonna upgrade the pillows and sheets, and we're going to actually be nice to the guests this time. That's my plan for this space. Before we begin, let me thank you for your support and your understanding with changing video quality. It's nearly impossible to bring this Fujifilm GFX 100 around the city with me as I do this. So there'll be a lot of iPhone footage. The goal is to educate and to give value, not to go to Hollywood yet, at least. So, all right, let's go. So here's where we are with the plan. I knew that we needed to sleep more people. The 2 king beds could sleep 4, the 1 queen could sleep 2, that's 6, and those 2 singles make it 8. That's not really a lot for a big house like this. So I knew this in advance, so I bought a bunk bed. I didn't think this place could go too high on quality. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by how nice this place looks. So maybe I might regret choosing a bunk bed, because bunk beds do top you out on how much nightly rate you can get, because it says we're not as luxury as we could be, right? Bunk beds is economics. Like it's flying economy, it's not flying first class. But I did buy those in advance while I was working on the red room down in Dallas, and I let it get shipped in. That's the kind of thing, lead time can happen, and getting a bunk bed can take time. So we just dropped that off, and now we've got to go get kitchen stuff, which we could probably get from Walmart, nice and easy. And then we need to get outdoor stuff, which we could probably all get from Lowe's. At home maybe has some outdoor stuff, but at home we're definitely going to, because we need to get artwork. And hopefully we can find some outdoor games, something fun for the kids too. The goal will be to do like a family crossover. If it works without having to buy a crib and a pack and play, that'd be great. If I can get this all done in under 5 grand and have some spare money for a crib or a pack and play, then we're good. But otherwise, we're gonna cut our budget, which means we may or may not have super young kid friendly stuff. Let's get driving. That, my friends, is a lot of stuff from Lowe's. And I need an outfit change. I can't do all this with this shirt on. It's gonna be a mess. So probably gonna wreck these white pants while I'm at it, but that'll be fun. So Sean, why do you do renovations with white pants? Well, you know, some people just want to watch the world burn. Okay. Yes, this is the second coffee of the day. Sue me. I have motivational problems. I think I actually do. And maybe we should talk about that. Guys, if you're watching this and you want to do Airbnb or run a business, I will honestly tell you that you don't want to do it every day. There will be days that you don't want to do anything, and you kind of have to do it anyway. And this might be a moment where, you know, I'm going to do stuff even though I don't want to. Honestly, even 4 or 5 years ago, I would not have been able to solve today's problem. Probably about 5 years ago, I would have been dead in the water. So this property really does wrap up the state of affairs for Airbnb right now. Like, it's so popular to hate Airbnb because guests are mad about like the cleaning fees situation and lack of consistency, and hotels have been pushing that narrative too. Anytime that somebody's mad about Airbnb, it's in hotels' best interest to put money behind that. Hilton's ad was hilarious, you know? And even though Airbnb's made changes to try to win guest trust back, they really haven't done enough for hosts, and that's going to be their undoing, if anything, right? Airbnb did hide the cleaning fee. So whatever a host cleaning fee is their business now. A guest agrees to pay $2,000. It doesn't matter if the whole thing was a cleaning fee and the place was $1 a night. Guest wouldn't know that. And Airbnb's made so many guest-friendly procedures, like 72-hour window for reporting issues, and like hosts having fees for canceling now, like penalties and stuff, all this stuff. But, you know, Airbnb going public, they are making so many changes that are so efficient that they're stripping the hospitality out of the business model. See, Airbnb grew as a hospitality brand. You know, they stood for something back in the day, you know. But now that they've gone public, it's like, how do we appear to stand for something while also ultimately giving value to shareholders? And I think that's in direct conflict, right? That's Airbnb's biggest threat right now, is that Airbnb is no longer generous, which is what it takes to be good at hospitality. They are directly in conflict with the virtues of hospitality by having shareholders. All right, caffeinated and ready to commit a crime. I have to commit trespassing right now. In order for me to repair the fence that is super sketch in the backyard, I bought some screws and stuff at Lowe's, but I have to get to the other side to be able to drill the fence back in, which means I have to go to the neighbor's yard right now and not get caught. And there is a warning, beware of dog sign. But they don't know I got that dog in me too. There's a challenge. We have to do this in weird stages. It's August outside, but it's not even 11 a.m. yet. We are working hard. We got up at like 6:30 this morning. So it's gonna get really hot in a few hours. So we probably should assemble the outdoor stuff first. And then if I can get photos of the outdoor right away, I'll try to do that first. So we get 2 attempts at taking outdoor shots, because the sun can be really, really harsh. So I'll try to do it before noon. And then I'll try to do it more like at sunset. Depending on where the sun actually is, we'll need 2 attempts, so that way we get the best quality outdoor photos. So outdoor furniture, outdoor photography, then we're gonna do the inside. We're gonna put up the bunk bed first, right? We don't need to do anything else, because we just need to know what the layout's gonna look like, and then we're gonna go buy all the artwork and all the pretty stuff, and then we can unpack everything, right? All the bedding, the kitchen stuff, the artwork, put it all up. And it would be cool to get photos at sunset hour, so there's a nice light glow through the windows. But even if we fail to do this before any reasonable hour of the night, I think I can pull the photos off, because I came up with a company that uses AI to regenerate the photos that I take to be best of class Airbnb photos. It's really sick. So it is gonna be cheating, but cheating is sometimes what you have to do to get something done like this in 24 hours. So we tried our best to do it in time, and I got a few photos, but here's what I think the issue is. This brick right here, it's a little too bright. So when you take photos out here going back in, if the shot's too wide, this brick is in the shot and it affects the lighting. So we definitely will have to shoot again. But phase 1 done. I forgot the sun loungers at Lowe's, so I gotta go back there to get those. I've got to assemble the picnic table still, and then we have to assemble the bunk bed upstairs so we can go buy the art. The guy that knows that I forgot the sun loungers, his shift ends at 2, so we've got about an hour to set up the bunk bed and get to Lowe's before he leaves. So let's try to get that done. Don't let the net weight fool you on this thing. That's 87 kilograms that I'm carrying upstairs by myself and trying to be a vlogger at the same time. I do not want to put this together. How to Manage Feelings of Overwhelm by Sean Rakijich. Stay tuned for more. Sure. Yeah. Seem legit? Dealing with overwhelm. Step 1, shut off your brain. Step 2, 1 foot in front of the other. Just do what you're told. Stop thinking about whether or not you feel good about it or what's gonna happen after that. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And meanwhile, do not contemplate your death. Just get through the tunnel. Because if you're gonna do the work anyway, you might as well do the work mindlessly. Why suffer through it? That's the part you're in control of. That actually sounds rather disassociative, but it works for me. So, confession. Would you like to know how fragile this challenge is? If I did not have this drill with this 6-point bit, I would not be able to pull this off in 24 hours. Because the amount of these Allen wrench screws that I had to use for outside and that I'm about to have to use for this bed, insane. Like I could spend 3 hours cranking on Allen wrenches if it wasn't for this drill. Moral of the story, kids, buy some good tools. I'm really trying to be humble right now. I've got to put like 60 to 80 of these little plastic squares into these little metal square holes, and they have to snap in. Oh God, this is so annoying. I could be in Tulum right now. Like I could be somewhere else, but here I am on the floor playing with plastic washer things so the bed doesn't squeak, probably is what that's about. Hey Sean, how are your pants doing? Oh wow, thanks for asking. Yeah, they're hanging in there. More to come. So this is good enough for now. We wanted to know where it would be in the room, so we kind of knew how much ceiling space and how much wall space is over here, so we can start working on decor. It's like 120, 130-ish. I gotta get to Lowe's super fast so the guy who was on shift when I bought those loungers can vouch for me so people don't think I'm shoplifting. So let's go to Lowe's. And now we've got this. We can actually go to At Home and start buying that stuff too, same trip, which means we might actually be able to pull this off. Lounger's done. Now let's get some decor. All right, friends, round 2 here at Home. I think our total spend so far is, after the $300 we just spent on pillows and sheets and stuff, I think $2,900 plus whatever I bought on Amazon as far as like the bed frame and the mattresses go. I wish I remember what that is. So we probably have roughly $1,400 left in our budget. We need mirrors, we need artwork, throw blankets. We probably need more decorative pillows. Something else is gonna hit me in the face. It's gonna hit me. So yeah, let's go shopping. Curtains for that master bedroom. Sun Zero, wow. Do you hate sun? Then buy Sun Zero for zero sun, guaranteed. You know what, Sun Zero couldn't do something right. All this fancy stuff, we just want black. I think we just want straight blackety black blackout curtains. Because, you know, the accent wall on the other side's black. I think it'll balance better. What do you guys think? Now the room's got that black wall, blackout curtains. They're gonna have like that denim dark gray accent pillow, and we're gonna go to white sheets though, which is away from the gray. So now we need a throw blanket that fits that charcoal and white vibe. This is where we could add some color if we wanted to. We could get away with it. You know what I love about things like blankets? They're cheap enough. I can buy this maybe, and if it doesn't go in the main room, it can go on the couch or it can go in the second room. So I'm gonna scream YOLO and go with brown, black and brown. Cause see the ribbon? Call me inspired. Good marketing. I'm not seeing duvet covers, which is kind of standard, I guess, for this place, I'd expect. So we're gonna have to buy those online. But yeah, now to artwork and stand-up mirror, if we can find it. You know, I've really been reflecting lately. Now, the reason why we're doing the mirror in the transitional space, as soon as you cut from the living room into the kitchen, there's that like bit of wall there. And I want to distract people from the transition, so I'm going to throw a mirror there because people are vain. They'll look at themselves instead of really thinking about how the home transitions. If you're always in doubt, just throw a reflection up. People love looking at themselves. Follow for more. I am honestly a bit lost with this art right now. I don't know what I want to do for the bedrooms. The master is kind of like stuck. There's like a spot for like one piece of art and it's like a small part there. So the master might just be what it is. Now the queen room with the single bed has room over the headboard of the queen, but I always have a piece of art in there, I think. So we might skip that for a second. And then the room with the bunk bed, there's a bunch of space above the bunk, right? And so I think we need a horizontal piece of artwork there. I think we need horizontal artwork for the hallway that's upstairs that transitions it all. So at least 2 horizontal pieces of art. Maybe actually, like I just gave you the same stupid advice, we'll just buy more mirrors. And any spot we don't know what to do, we'll throw a mirror in it. Yeah, we can do that. Because of how high up it is, there is not a ton of vertical space left. So something like this, that could work. It's not exactly the color scheme I want, but I like the shape. So let's look for a backup plan, but that could win. Also that one. This one's kind of in line with the piece of artwork that's in the queen, just a little less colorful. You can always cheat and put multiple of the same painting like that into a hallway, one after the other. And as long as you have like 3 of them, that could work. I don't know if I want to spend $300 in the hallway though. Or one big piece in the hallway like that, that could do it. And I just found a self-portrait of me before I started bulking. Check it out. Even though it was never actually that flexible. Queen room needs a rug too, by the way. Now it's got a wavy pattern and blue and teal and everything, so we could go with like a leafy thing. This could be a risk, but I like the flecks of blue and stuff in it, so I think I'm gonna go with this one, and if he dies, right? It's called a Santa Monica area rug. Yeah, we're gonna bring Santa Monica to Oklahoma City. Let's go, fam. Actually, I remember the master room has a really unfortunate one painting, and there's a spot between his and her vanities that needs a piece of artwork, so we do have to do a bit more art shopping. Since we're doing black and brown, gold could work. Yeah, maybe. And then this in the bathroom with some black vases and stuff, make it kind of sexy looking. I don't think this place has a flat cart though. I gotta go hunting for it for all this art that I'm buying. Now here's a consideration. The black and gold painting is good, and the vase being black is good, but now introducing this color into the bathroom would be a very specific direction. So even though I like the vase bottom, I've got to really make a decision if we want flowers to be pink in there. Even though this is less interesting, this may actually just be a way safer pick, right? Oh, we need a bamboo tray too for the tub. I hope they have that here. That'd be so sick. If At Home has it, that'd be the best. Let's go find it. At Home does not have the bathtub trays. C'est la vie. So I'll have to get that elsewhere, probably at a high price. Maybe on Amazon, fingers crossed. But then I won't get it by tomorrow morning, so that'd be a fail. I realize YouTube really is a performance. You guys can see in my mood, I'm probably gassed out, wiped, trying to shoot and do all this at the same time, which is bad for retention. I'm supposed to be like, oh wow, we're gonna do this, can we do it? Can we pull it up? Are we doing it? And you know, we're gonna find out after this if we went over 5,000, because I still don't remember what I spent on the bunk bed and stuff. And so after this ring, we're probably in striking distance of that budget line. Now for my next trick, trying to make it back to the Airbnb while my truck has a dorsal fin. Let's stay off the highways. Some bad news and some good news. Bad news is we don't have time to paint. It's gonna be impossible. We can't get that done, so we're gonna abandon that part of it. But good news is since we're not painting, we've got a little free time. We've got the sun loungers in. We're gonna go outside, enjoy this yard for a second, and relax. Okay, let's go. That was good. Back to work. Back to work. To Hail Mary to get this done tonight, because it's past 7 o'clock now, I think. We're gonna have to do all the photos in the morning for the most part probably, but we don't have the bamboo tray for the tub. We're gonna try to find that, and we don't have white duvet covers for the king beds. So I'm gonna go to Target. Hopefully Target has duvet covers and the bamboo tray, because Walmart and Lowe's and At Home, none of them had that. So gosh, I really hope we can round this out. We are so close to being done. So close. But also the internet doesn't work here, which is going to be drama, because I've got my call tomorrow, so. Look what they got. And then there's more. While I'm here, I'm gonna go grab some extra coffee, some good coffee stuff. And, I don't know, maybe a bottle of champagne to put on the tray to make the place look cool. The bathtub with a bottle of champagne. I think that'd be cool. Say it with me, guys. 1 out of 3, decaf or tea. Last shopping trip of a very long day. I think we're done. Let's go home. Go to the Airbnb. Hey friends, it's 8:30 and it's early, but I'm starting to hit a wall. This has been a lot. And I do think I girl bossed a little too close to the sun and broke the 5K, I think, at Target here. I went a little nuts. And I'm gonna be real, I bought some stuff I don't think I needed per se. I know I'm gonna be gone for a couple months at Burning Man, so I wanted to stock up on some stuff. So I broke the budget, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna find out when I total everything up. I do think, with everything I bought, it's gonna come out really good for the most part. I think it needs about $1,000 more for like, you know, family stuff and a little bit more artwork in order for it to like really nail its offering. And then probably about $1,500 more to do like some painting and some other critical repairs to the place. And that I think would really close the thing out. So maybe after I get back from Burning Man, we'll actually paint this place, make it interesting. What's left to do is unboxing everything from Target and all the kitchen stuff, and then start to take photos. I did get the golden hour outside photos, as you can see, which is good. I need to finish putting together that bed frame, putting the art up in that room, making the beds so they can be photographed. The bathroom with the bamboo tray, we got that nailed down, so that's gonna be good. So unboxing, arranging, photography, assembling the last bed, and then yeah, when I pack up tomorrow after my Zoom, I'll clear out the garage and take photos of the garage. Because it has that little pet wash section, I think I'm gonna make this place pet friendly too. So it'll be like outdoor barbecue grill, big yard for the pets kind of. I think it'll be really good. I probably should shower today and eat today. Both of those are human things, and I think I'm gonna do some human things. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of slowly march forward, do some things without a heavy sense of urgency, because I can always finish it in the morning. It'd be cool to brag that I got it done tonight, but I'm almost to the point I didn't even want to wear the microphone anymore. All right, I'm gonna get back to it and eat some food. See you later, tonight or tomorrow morning. There's a shot that I call the kitchen medium shot, which is kind of like this perspective. And what we want is we want to have everything, I did say everything, including oil and some spices. It looks like we're out of salt and pepper here, which is actually a huge problem. I can fix that in the photos, post photography, and then order that stuff, or just have my housekeepers bring it in because it's so basic. So something like that. Having a cutting board out is cool too. I like that. And I do like having like a knife out on the cutting board, kind of like that. And then I would like this to be prettier, so I'm gonna have to have this washed before the photos, but this would typically go into the photos too. I just went into storage and found all this stuff hiding in the garage, so that's why they're so ugly, because they got all this hard water on them. We get this kind of like here, like that. Maybe I'd put this here, because the goal for this shot is to be one photo that captures that the kitchen is full. Right? That has to express it. Also, like the coffee station will include the water kettle and the coffee tea, but you'll see that in a second. Yeah, that looks decent, right? Maybe from up here. That's like a kitchen medium shot photo right there would be kind of the goal. The sink is in the way, but that's pretty good. Take a photo just like that for your kitchen. Remember when it was 8:30 and I told you I didn't want to work anymore? Well, here's the secret on how to keep going. Just keep working, just for a moment. Like I was talking about in the bedroom, one step at a time, just kind of shut your brain off. Eventually you forget that you don't want to work. Like your brain will forget that you didn't want to work because you just happen to be working. If you can distract yourself with work, you forget that you don't want to work. It works for me, which means it's going to work for some of you. I know I can't promise anything. Decided to get an upgraded set of silver. And now to finish the coffee station, we want to show that we have sugar. We want to show that we have tea and creamer. And I will say, I really like this organic cane sugar that they have at Target now. This is like $3.50. So it closes at the top. That's a big one. That's sanitary. Like the cheaper sugar bags, they don't close. These plastic ones do. That's great. Now, for family friendly, you also want to buy a bunch of cleaning supplies. The way that I'm gonna show you how to take the coffee station photo, you just do the same thing with the cleaning supplies. It's a product photography close-up. So I used to stack stuff, and I don't anymore because when you get close up, it looks a little funky. So I'm gonna try not to stack anything, but still get the whole shot. So we got the decaf, the regular. Everybody knows what a coffee pot looks like, so we could probably put the English breakfast in front of it. And I like to show that the sugar is organic sugar. Let me help. So the photo is gonna be taken from about here, right? And so when we take the photo from here, we wanna make sure that people can read everything. So the English tea blocking sugar, like would be bad, but now you can still see it says sugar, organic sugar, tea, everything else. So your coffee station photo, I actually like going lower, makes everything bigger. So that's a coffee station shot right there. So just imagine these are all cleaning supplies, same philosophy. And so my friends, the kitchen has to be cleaned. There's boxes everywhere, obviously. I will clean this stuff before we actually take the photos of the kitchen. And of course, the bedrooms are next, so. Artwork, rug, maybe. You know, there's a thing I said a long time ago on this YouTube channel about setting up multiple apartments at the same time and moving into the building. When I first launched my property, my first property in Dallas was 5 units in Trinity Groves, and I moved in. And I binge watched Game of Thrones and set up 5 apartments at the same time. It's the only 2 things that I did was do Game of Thrones and set up these apartments. And I'll tell you what, man, and females and women and everybody, really being in this building, like not living in Oklahoma City, having only this property, as my thing to do, I have decided not to go anywhere fun. I got coffee this morning, that was it, right? I've been trying to stay out of distractions, and you know what? Record time on this. This is actually coming along because there's nothing else for me to do. I've not given myself any options. I don't know where stuff is. So sure, it's a little less fun, but gosh, time to market. We talked about that in a very recent video. Get the property up, make some money, and then go to Monaco with your money, right? Go to Tulum. Don't waste your time at like Waffle House or whatever. Let's get rich and then go somewhere where the money actually is fun to spend. So yeah, here I am saying however long ago I didn't want to work, but I'm still working. Yeah, that's right, suckers. I found one. We looking good over here. Just got to put like a wine glass, champagne, something. We'll get it. We'll make it happen.
It's 8:30. We have 2.5 hours before my call. I need coffee.
45 minutes later, because I have other work to do too, by the way. I've now got less than 2 hours to try to finish this place before my Zoom call. I'm gonna have to cheat before 11 a.m. You're gonna see something really cool, I suspect. So let's get going. So what's most mission critical right now in the hour-ish that we have left to get done is I've been removing a bunch of trash, right? So that way we can start photographing those things like the coffee station, the kitchen medium shot, the cleaning supplies, close up, and then we're gonna start tucking those things away. And then I'm gonna take wider shots of the actual rooms. And that'll be the first floor. The bedrooms are upstairs. I still have to put that bunk bed together. And that's where I might need to cheat. Like I can probably get the rooms, have all the stuff put away and have everything generally set up. And I'll have to take photos of the rooms not exactly ready. And then I'll have to use AI to generate a final version of the rooms where the beds are made. So that way those photos can go online. Because the goal is to be able to list it after my meeting. And I can use AI to take photos that are close enough and it can imagine it the rest of the way. And then the housekeepers, of course, can make the beds before the guest arrives, but at least I can get the photos. Now I've got to cheat again. This place actually is missing wine glasses. There's like 2 good ones left. So I've got to order more wine glasses, which I can't get right now. But I can, again with my AI, generate place settings for the table, including wine glasses on there. So I can still express that we have them the way that I want to, which is staging the table without having to stage the table. I actually programmed it for object removal for when we do tight bathroom spaces, because there's a mirror right here. So if I want to take a photo of this bathroom and have it to go well, I've got to get really funky. I've got to be in, there's no way that I'm not in this shot, right? So if my face is right here, just because there's no way to not do it, it'll remove me from the shot. I still like using panorama for bathrooms like this. And since I'm going to regenerate the photo, it's absolutely okay to do it because any little blurs or artifacts that come from panorama will be corrected. So, yay AI. So we have 50 minutes left, less than 50. And the first floor is done. I've got the kitchen shots, the living room shots, the outside. I'm gonna go shoot the outside again right now just because more lighting opportunities. You'd be surprised how the sun can really affect the tone of a shot. So I'm gonna do that again. And then upstairs, I can get 2 bedrooms done really quick. I just need to make the beds ish in both rooms. And then it's the bunk bed. That really could be why we don't get this done by 11. The bunk bed could be the culprit. So let's keep hustling, baby. So there's something called overshooting, by the way, which is where you shoot as much as you can, every angle that you can, just in case, because when you go to the editing room, if this was like Photoshop photos, if you don't have the right photo, you can't edit the right photo if you don't have it, right? So sometimes the best shot is the shot you don't take, and so you should just shoot everything, capture them all, throw out the ones you don't like later. Low and level makes everything look bigger or more magical because if you take photos from up here, everything looks small. If you take photos from down here, everything looks better. Pro tip, artwork up, that's gotta go somewhere. Here's all the stuff for this main room here. We'll get that one done in a bit. But let me do this one with you guys right here. So for this one, the way that we can cheat is we can set up the pillows. These queen pillows suck, so I'm gonna buy new queen pillows too. I went out and bought kings because I knew we needed them for the shots, but these queen ones are a little, like, super cheap. And then I'm gonna grab just a flat sheet right here. I'm gonna get a white sheet. This is a king size sheet set. And yes, it doesn't have to be king, but you're gonna see what I'm up to. I'm also gonna take a pillow and put it at the edge of this bed. This gray one doesn't match, but. So now, this white sheet, so we're gonna put this sheet over the top. So we wanna remove the quilted look. Really, we're just trying to inform the AI what's going on because a bed without a top sheet would look potentially a bit goofy. Really seems like this bed is either too short for the frame, or the frame's not close enough to the wall. There we go, there we go. Yesterday when I said we needed 2,500 bucks, I think I'm wrong. We need better bed frames. Obviously my ADHD self wasn't considering that. So this place needs more TLC in its beds. I'm not a fan of these cheap bed frames. So this one is breaking a cardinal rule of mine. But now the goal is just to signal to the AI what it is that we're trying to do. I do think maybe what I need to do is put in some spacers because this frame is longer than the mattress. Somebody's face doesn't go into the last 2 inches of the bed anyway. So I could probably find a cushion-based spacer. I would like an accent pillow for this, so one sec. Then a throw blanket for funsies. Now I'm gonna move this around a little bit. I normally have to look through the camera until I get the look, because remember, it's all about the photos. So I'll set this up, I'll look through the camera lens, decide if I hate it, set it up some more, decide if I hate it. And also, we're just using an extra sheet also from this king sheet set. We're gonna cover this bed here to do the same thing. To basically signal, we want you to make this bed look, this little mini bed, look a little bit more official. So we're gonna do that here and then take the photo. Flat towels are ugly, rolled towels are pretty, in my opinion. I think rolled towels look better in photos. I'm just gonna roll this one. I don't have a plan for this, but we're gonna make it look like something, so there we go. You may remember this room has very little lighting. That's another benefit to this whole AI regenerated photos, is I don't have the pro lighting to get this to look even, but AI will know the story. And these have to get hung if I don't have time, because right now I'd have to hang them before I take the photos. I don't want to. I will generate blackout curtains that I obviously will be putting up, but I'll just generate them with AI and put them up later, or have a handyman do it. So again, this is getting it up and listed in 24 hours, and the housekeepers and handymen could do the last 10 seconds of work if it has to happen that way. So let's make this bed white. I want to make you aware of something. I just cranked the exposure up on my phone because this place has such weak lighting, which means I'm taking photos in this max exposure setting with iPhone, which makes really grainy, ugly footage. But again, AI is going to fix that. So the photos might actually come out looking more polished than everything you just saw. Because we're manipulating the ISO, but we're regenerating the photo, so it doesn't matter. How cool. And it is 10:50 a.m. This is not going to get done in time. I did everything but this final room because that bunk bed was a bitch to put together. And I gave up last night. I worked from 7 a.m. to like 11 p.m. And that wasn't hard enough. I did not work hard enough. So that means that after my Zoom, I will finish this bedroom. This is probably about an hour, hour and a half of work max. I mean, putting these rails in and putting the mattresses in. So I'll still be able to head home tonight, because if my Zoom ends at 4 p.m., I'm lucky. If it ends at 7 p.m., I'm unlucky, but I'll be out of here by like 9:30 at the latest, and it's a 3-hour drive back to Dallas, so I'll still be home by Sunday, which is cool. So, gosh, I am so tired. This was a fun challenge. Even when you fail, you don't fail 100%, right? Look how much we did in 24 hours, right? We did so good. Sure, this one room's not done, okay. But we didn't fail in the way that this house is empty. We didn't fail in the way that we didn't go do any of the shopping. We didn't fail in the way that we don't have most of the photos that we need. Like, sure, we're 2 hours behind schedule as far as like work expectations. I'll be leaving at the end of the day, as per expected, just 2 hours later with the project done. I still failed by my expectation, but I still scored like 91% on the test. And that's what it is. Life is not a bar to clear. Life is more like incremental test. You can still get an A-. Don't not participate because you know you won't get an A+. Go for B. Most people give up because they're not going to get an A on this test of life, which means that they completely F out and like give up. Most of the successful people you'll ever see online are B+ students at best. Nobody's running an A game. Nobody's running an A game. There's very few, and you know exactly the few that they are. And those people probably still tell you that they don't think they're running their A game, right? So this is me running a B+ job on my 24-hour challenge. I'm still very proud of the work that I did. I think it was overall a success, and if anything, it was educational and fun. I'm gonna go try to run to get coffee, and I'll still be 5 minutes late for my Zoom. Hopefully my students don't kill me, but I will need more coffee for that. And I'll need to eat eventually. I need to eat. Love you guys, and if you didn't see the video where I showed you what was wrong with this house initially, I'll leave that up in the corner. And if you wanna know more of my psychology of what makes like an amazing space, if you're ever gonna start an Airbnb, I'll leave it in this corner here so you can watch that video too. Thank you, my friends, really, sincerely. And as always, I will see you on the other side.